Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more BSL action. This is the finals, and it's game number 4. In the top left of Monopoly, we have Mihu, who is leading 2-1, and his opponent, same as last season, it is Dewalt. And Dewalt was able to take that last game on Metaverse. So, yeah, feeling pretty good. I think he played a solid game. And Monopoly, yeah, 3-player map definitely plays very differently because of the lanes that you can attack down. I'm interested. Let's see how they want to open up. I feel like I'm getting to really know Mihu's style quite a bit, so I feel like I kind of have a good idea of what he's going to end up doing here. But as far as Dewalt, like, I feel like he's still learning the ins and outs of Mihu. Like, how is he going to play against him to try to take down those victories? Now, before we get too deep in, I do want to thank you guys for checking out ArtosisCasts. Big thanks to Zero for giving the replays for BSL and just running BSL in general. Hope you guys are enjoying as we get close to wrapping up this season. And also, yeah, please subscribe and hit that notification button. Appreciate all of you that do. And yeah, this channel, we still haven't missed an upload in over a year. Hope to make that many more. All right. So yeah, Monopoly. You have big main bases here, so I think dropship play can be very good. I think Arbiter recalls can be very good as well. But the lanes are a little bit tight to push down. So yeah, I think it's hard to attack into Terran. It does feel to me, though, like a map that if you could get to Carrier, it would be good, but maybe that's a little bit difficult to do without being, you know, like getting them right off the bat, you know, doing some sort of quick 2-base carry or something like that after a Nexus first. But yeah, maybe Arbiters this game, like Reaver into Arbiters from Dewalt. As far as Mihu, he generally goes for 3 depot expands with like 4 Marines and a Vulture. Very, very solid way to play. Gives him a lot of information. We'll see what he goes for this game, if he will stay on that type of play. Now the probe comes in. Mihu just gonna get back to mining here. Command center will get started relatively soon. There comes the depot. And overmining gas a little bit. Okay, let's see if he's got some sort of plan here. No, okay, he just maybe a little bit slow taking his SCVs off the gas at that point. He actually left them on until the probe kind of got out of the vision there. No big deal. But just throwing that out there, that could be a little bit of a mind game. In fact, Dewalt, he circles back around, sees no SCVs on gas except for the one. So, yeah, I think he might have been wondering about that. If the Terran doesn't remove SCVs from gas, then, I mean, obviously that means tech. It really cuts into how quickly you can get your command center out. So, it's not even honestly a very good mind game if you just leave them on and make a command center because it's so slow. All right, so we only have 2 depots. He did scout Dewalt first, and there was no Zealot or anything, so you definitely can just go for the 2 depot expand very, very safely, which it looks like Mihu is going to do. We have the Nexus coming up. Oh, and a quick add-on here as well, which, again, that's going to be completely safe. He is going to have to send an SCV down to make a bunker pretty quickly from here. The 3 Marines can hold off a single Dragoon. Barracks coming over to scout another main base, or not another main base, but another base location. This is like a 3rd or a 4th base for Mihu. But just checking if there's like a robo or anything crazy there. And Mihu, like, really pushing with the 2 Marines. Kind of funny to see that. He has a siege tank on the way. If this Dragoon... Okay, so look, if this Dragoon had just gone directly towards Mihu, he would be in trouble. He would lose both the Marines, the SCV, and he'd have to pull multiple SCVs with this siege tank as it popped to get the command center finished. So sometimes I see him do moves like this, and it's like, okay, yeah, there was risk there. There was risk there. That could have gone poorly. But anyways, it didn't this time, so he's going to be fine. Dewalt right now going for the robotics. Getting his 2nd gateway as well. That range upgrade about halfway done. Mines coming up for Mihu. Still no bunker. But, you know, with with a tank and 2 Marines, you're going to be pretty all right. You notice he does have to pull back there a little bit. Shields off of both of the Dragoons at the moment. So it looks like Dewalt just chooses to turn around, and definitely think that was the right call. Mihu even throwing out another Marine just to be safe. And is, in fact, going for a quick starport. I hadn't noticed that. This is not very common from Mihu. We've seen a lot of his games here in BSL. And we haven't seen a lot of starport openers. So we're going to see if that actually is going to be able to pay off for him. The add-on's still being made. Obviously, he's going to be going for a dropship and trying to get some vultures off into the main base of Dewalt. Dewalt here with 3-gate observer. So overall, I would say that this is like the safest opener. Nothing early can hurt you. But of course, if your opponent drops vultures in your base and all of your dragoons are not in your base, obviously, yeah, you can take a lot of damage there. So we'll see if he's going to be into some good inside base defense by the time the drop comes. And the dropship almost halfway done. Vulture speed on the way here as well. Engineering bay coming up. Some mines being laid around. 4 dragoons over here. 2 more setting up outside of this third base location that it looks like Dewalt does want to end up taking. And yeah, he's starting to get some dragoons into that main base now. And with those dragoons in the main, like 2 doesn't perfectly stop for vultures, that's for sure. If you have a little bit more, it's going to do better. But look at this. Dewalt setting up a pretty decent SimCity. The vulture's not going to be able to run around there. They could try to go through here, but that won't work very well. With probes getting in the way from the gas and everything, it's probably not going to occur. But Mihu is so aligned on the right, he might actually fly right in over everything and drop behind the mineral patches. Okay, no, he just flies right in, even comes in at an angle here. But yeah, very good block from Dewalt so far. Picks off that mine very quickly as well. Mihu redropping here. Going to target as many probes as he can. Gets a few so far. Dewalt attacking his own cybernetics core. Okay. Just a little bit of a misclick there. There are some mines out, so Dewalt, I mean, he did lose. It was a decent amount of damage. But not game-ending, okay? He's down 6 probes, so you're probably... I don't want to say happy as Terran. Oh, he got the dropship out. Okay, if you got the dropship out, yeah, you're happy. I actually thought he had lost that, but this did end up making it out of there. And, you know, you're up 6 probes after that. That's pretty solid. Dewalt, though, he's not really in trouble. He has 3 nexuses. He definitely can catch up on that very quickly. Looks like we are going to have a Reaver drop on the way afterwards, and probably into some High Templar drops after that as well. But of course, you know, with Mihu, actually, Mihu's made a second dropship. That's fascinating. Let's see what he ends up doing with that, because he's going up to 4 facts right now, but 2 dropships is a lot of dropships in this matchup. I mean, sometimes you can do some really interesting drops that catch Protoss off guard, but just in general, Terran drops are not quite as strong, and you're very low on units. As you see, Dewalt already has that 3rd Nexus up, so yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. Okay, picking up tanks. Oh my god, he's picking up 4 siege tanks. A 4 siege tank drop? This is crazy. I've never seen something like this early on. I can't wait to see what Mihu actually has planned here. It seems to me that he's just going to drop 4 tanks and pick off goons and then run out. We'll see if I'm right about that. Like, you might end up sieging a little bit as well. He does have a mine here. Okay, well, let's see. A couple of vultures running over. They may be ferried in as well. Okay, siege is up 1 here. Some nice micro with the dropship as well. Oh, this is such a strange drop that we're watching. Okay, he kills his own mine there so that a mine drag can't occur. And Dewalt just running out. His dragoons coming back, but are out of position. Mihu moves up with the siege tanks. Of course, with a couple of Reavers in here, you're going to have a hard time. Like, Dewalt going to drop right on top of this. Pops 1 tank immediately. Going to end up getting the rest as well. And at the end of this drop, it looks like Dewalt has lost the Reavers. But all the tanks are gone. I believe both dropships did make out. Yep, there they are. Now, I don't know exactly how much more he's going to end up using those, but trading the 4 siege tanks for an okay amount of goons, a cannon, a couple reavers, and I mean, he killed like a couple probes there, but we're pretty much even on the probe count. Is that worth it? Well, I mean, I think it's okay. Like, getting rid of the reavers is nice. Reavers do cost a little bit more than siege tanks, but the thing is, his economy is lagging behind, right? Like, Mihu is on 2 base. Dewalt is taking his 4th base during this, so unsure whether that's going to turn out to be... Like, no one plays like this, guys, just to be completely clear. And the thing is, I think 2 dropship play is really good, but generally once you have 3 to 4 bases. On 2 bases, you just don't have much army. Like, look at home. Mihu has 2 tanks and 5 vultures sitting at home right now. He does have a little group out on the map, and he has the dropships as well, so he definitely has some mobile harassment going on. But, even if you're fighting bits of damage, Dewalt has twice as many bases right now. Okay, flying over a few of these Dragoons does just bomb everything out as he runs into them. The Vulture's going to try to come down. They're running past the Dragoons. Speed shuttles coming down to help deal, but one is empty. The other is a Reaver and 2 Zealots, so not the most effective drops, I think. All right, Dragoons have to back up here, up the ramp. Gonna go ahead and drop, ooh, nice Zealot bomb onto those. Oh, nice mine hit into those Dragoons as well. Drops the Reaver off onto the siege tank. We'll get some decent hits. And finally, that does get cleaned up. Okay, so again, no economic damage. He's like trading army for army so far. And the thing is, on 2 base against 4 base, you don't want to do that too much. Because Dewalt is going to have more steady production, right? Like, he's on the 4 Nexuses. He's going to eventually explode his gateway count. But, you know, Mihu, he makes some magic. He plays a different style. He knows how to play it. And it might be a little bit weird here for Dewalt actually playing against 2 dropships this early on, this aggressively. Now Mihu laying a few mines here as he comes up. All right, there's defensive cannons, which is another great thing to do against these dropships, right? Like, 3 cannons, you can't really run that little group of vultures up here and get anything done, unfortunately. But, you know what? 4 siege tanks being dropped out in micro just a little bit can definitely kill the cannons off. Okay, siege is the one that's being hit, which is actually, you know, a little bit risky right there. Does put a lot of damage onto it. The Dragoons run up and will finish that one off. This one going to go ahead and die very quickly as well. But vultures being ferried over right now. Would love to see a little bit of pickup micro here. The siege tank's getting very, very low. 1 left over, though, with 3 health. Definitely a misclick there from Dewalt not to finish that one. In come some shuttles, so he should be able to clear this out. But the probe count is being reduced. So now we see Mihu once again getting some probe damage onto Dewalt, who, by the way, walking across the map. It looks like he's going to force a liftoff on this 3rd base of Mihu. Mihu unable to get this mining as of yet. He's up in workers right now, bringing over his army to push this back. All right, we'll destroy those Zealots pretty quickly. And, of course, the Dragoons can't do too much more, but Mihu's getting kind of low on these mineral patches. You know, he always super saturates on 2 bases or on 3 bases. So definitely that's going to be an issue. He's going to have to expand and actually expand again very, very quickly as well. Now, Dewalt trying to get a bit of a drop-off here. Mihu, though, seemingly has too many turrets to really be affected by that right now. Dragoons still harassing right on the edge of this 3rd base location. Observer there observing as well. Okay, this is it's so weird to see moves like this. It's like just 2 siege tanks sitting there, right? And it kills 2 goons, but then you lose the tanks. It's like, okay, how many tanks do we actually have, right? We're 14 minutes in. Just to be clear, like a more standard TVP right now, you'd have 2-1 and be maxed out with 4 bases. But of course, you know, Mihu's dictating the pace of Dewalt as well. So even though Mihu doesn't have all that, Dewalt doesn't have as much as he would normally have. So it's not necessarily bad what we're seeing, but it is a little bit wild. That's for sure. Now we have the 4th command center floating down into this location for another base. We have +1 armor on the way, but not +2 attack as of yet. Adding some more factories. Getting another add-on there as well. Reaver's still popping out. Okay, Psystorm is on the way. It's almost done. And this is something, of course, we knew was going to happen quite some time ago, but he did get rather slowed on the way to it. Ooh, double dropship coming in, but it seems like Dewalt has moved a lot of goons towards his main base right now. But yeah, another attack from Dewalt now going up into the space. Drops the Reaver on the high ground. Flies into a lot of missile turrets here. Another drop from Mihu as well. These guys are just going at each other's throats with this drop tech. Dragoons, of course, not going to be able to hold on against the might of this Terran army coming down. Going to get pushed back very quickly. In fact, even killed off. Looks like Dewalt overstayed his welcome here with these Dragoons. Okay, where are we at in this game? Equal worker count, and now suddenly Mihu has 4 bases against Dewalt's 4 bases. Dewalt has not been able to take another location. There's a mine here where he is trying. We have some storms going off, but not a lot of damage as of yet. Let's see. Yeah, he is missing the storms, unfortunately. So, like, 1 kill there. No kills up here, I believe, because I haven't seen this SCV count change in quite some time. So it seems to me now, this game definitely looks Mihu favored. More gateways being added on from Dewalt, though. He is down in supply a little bit at the moment. Definitely needs another base up. +2, finally getting started here for Mihu. Adding a couple more depots, finally getting towards that max supply. The drop up into this 4th base. Oh, he gets a storm off. Doesn't really kill that much. Dewalt pushing forward with a lot of Dragoons. As the siege tanks come up, though, I think he does have to just turn around and run. You cannot stay there with Dragoon-based armies. This many siege tanks absolutely going to plaster you. All right, Dewalt backs up, but not before losing quite a few Dragoons for free running up right there. Definitely some problems going on right now for Dewalt. His harassment moves are not really getting anything done. His attacks as well being parried very quickly and then kind of bleeding units off as he retreats. Lots of Dragoons and Zealots being produced right now. Mihu, though, moving forward. He's got some vessels in here now as well. EMP on the way. Four High Templars in one shuttle. Zealots in the other. Here we go. Dewalt needs to do a good job with this engagement. Things will be very bad if he does not. Some Psystorms going off all over. Oh my god, these Psystorms absolutely crazy here. And it looks like Dewalt should be able to clean up the rest of these armies. Just has to kill off the siege tanks as quickly as possible. They're the real damage dealers here. That the mine gets dragged into the High Templar. Oh, a few more tanks coming down. He is going to have to back up against these reinforcements, especially with that defense matrix. Looks like he will end up bleeding off some of those Dragoons. Dewalt now getting out of here. More Zealots and Dragoons rallying out for Dewalt. Mihu moving forward. And, well, with this many Zealots coming, I don't think that we have enough units for Mihu. He's rallying down a few more, but... Oh, you got to be careful here. Might actually drag the Zealots in. Okay, that was kind of nice. He does see these probes going over. Maybe too quick from Dewalt. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. He's going to lose so many workers here. Not looking good for Dewalt. Loses another 10 or 12 workers. Very unfortunate. Now, of course, he is completely sure there is a base up there that needs to be taken care of. All right, picked up one probe to bring over here. Very nice. All right, another Psystorm drop towards that 4th base location. Okay, just doesn't get any storms off. Brutal, absolutely brutal. Now, counterattack at this 3rd base. Running up, killing off the siege tanks, which is really, really nice. Did run into a few mines, so the rallying units from Mihu should be able to push him back here as well. And yeah, Dewalt is... It's starting to look a little bit grim for a Protoss player. It's getting dried out on a lot of his bases. His economy not so big anymore. His supply not so big anymore. The attacks, the harassment just don't seem to be working here. Gonna ferry some more probes over to this base. Only a couple cannons defending, so definitely somewhere that Mihu has potential to get in on top of. Few turrets going down here to help with that defense. Some kind of interestingly placed ones. All right, Dewalt coming up. He wants to break this position. This would actually be pretty good for him if he can kill off these tanks. Kills off the one with the Matrix. Too many tanks coming down, though. He does have to pull back. All right, Siege Tank's pushing into this base of Dewalt. He's not going to have much left over when this base goes down, right? He's got this one mining, still very good. This one mining, still pretty good, but getting low. And then this base, of course, like, really the one that he needs to keep alive. Now, Dewalt looks like he's going to be going for a counterattack. Unfortunately, he attacks in with his Zealots, and the Dragoons are, like, way out of position. Here come the Psy Storms. He loses 2 in the shuttle. The other 2 get out and get some decent storms there. The Dragoons are going to be able to kill off the rest of these siege tanks, but does he actually have enough army to stop everything else that is coming up to do battle? It is not really looking like it right now. Another storm goes down. That Archon going to be picked off. Plenty of tanks coming up. And as Dewalt's losing this base, unable to kill off this base, I mean, this is basically it for him, right? Like, we're seeing units run up in a line right now. He's trying to do some bombs. He's trying to break the position, but Mihu has 2 very healthy mining bases right now. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem for him to prevent these very small Protoss run-ins. A couple more Psy Storms going to be coming up. Storms those Vultures a couple times. Unfortunately, going to lose all those without too much damage dealt. What does Dewalt really have left going on here? It doesn't look like very much. And it seems that Mihu is going to be going up 3-1, which, you know, that's that's very close to taking another BSL. A tough road ahead here for Dewalt, unless he is able to capitalize and take Mihu down in a few more games. Like, it feels like he gets himself into pretty good positions, but then just has some poor attacks and some poor harassment. Mihu's defense, pretty darn strong. Really forgoes this quickness of expansions and of upgrades to be more unit heavy, and it seems like Dewalt has a hard time playing against that. Dewalt moving up once again, down about 30 workers here. Nice CMP comes out. Gonna make this last final stand, but that's it. GG, Mihu up 3-1.